Today you are shopping for the smallest store in America. It is 6 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and it never calls in sick. Buy the machine, find a hallway, keep it stocked. The pitch practically writes itself. A used machine costs less than a beat-up sedan, somewhere between $1,200 and $3,000. The inventory is candy and soda, bought at roughly half of what it sells for. There is no storefront, no staff, and no landlord chasing you for rent. And by industry estimates, around 5 million of these boxes are already humming across the country, so the model clearly works. Social media has done the rest. An entire corner of TikTok is devoted to turning, as the videos put it, snacks into stacks. Every line of that pitch is true. And the business is still not what you think it is, because here is what a typical machine in an ordinary location actually takes in. Somewhere between $150 and $400 a month in total sales. Call it $10 a day. $10. By the end of this video, you will know why the machine, the thing everyone shops for first, is the least important purchase in this business. You will know the one number professional operators actually manage, and it is not the price of a soda. And you will know why the federal government keeps dragging the sellers of this dream into court, and what the dream was retailing for when it did. If you want the whole vending business taken apart coin by coin, subscribe. It is the one thing in this video that never needs restocking. Number 2's, start with the ticket in. Because vending has the cheapest front door of any business this channel has opened, and there are 3 ways through it. Door 1 is the used market. A refurbished snack or drink machine runs about $1,200 to $3,000, and for a first machine it is the honest way in. Number 2 is new equipment. A new snack machine runs roughly $3,000 to $5,000. A refrigerated drink machine $4,000 to $8,000 because cooling is expensive, and the combo units that do both sit in between. On top of either door, add a card reader at a few $100s per machine, because the customer who carries quarters is going extinct. Door 3. You skip the assembly and buy someone's existing route, machines, locations, and cash flow in one package. Routes typically change hands at about 1.5 to 3 times their yearly earnings, which means a route clearing $36,000 a year can cost anywhere from $50,000 to over $100,000. Then come the quiet line items. A vehicle that can swallow cases of soda by the dozen. A dolly and a strong friend, because a machine weighs several hundred pounds and does not want to move. A few $100s of inventory per machine, sitting in your garage as float. All in, a 5-machine starter operation on used equipment lands somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. And nothing is dropped into the tray yet. Now the costs that never make it into the TikTok caption. The first is that the hallway charges rent. It is called a commission. The business hosting your machine typically takes 5 to 25% of sales, and the busier the building, the harder it negotiates. Notice the wording, because it is the oldest trap in this industry. The commission comes off gross sales, off every dollar through the coin slot, not off what is left after you have paid for the product inside. The second quiet cost is that the cash register charges rent too. That card reader takes roughly 5 to 6% of every sale and processing fees, plus a telemetry and service subscription of $8 to $12 per machine, per month, whether the machine sells or not. More and more of the money arrives by card, so this toll is no longer optional. The third cost is the drive, and nobody prices the drive, which is exactly why we will. But the biggest cost in this business is not a fee at all. It is a markup, it is aimed squarely at beginners, and it is waiting a few chapters ahead.
In vending, even the cash register charges rent.
So where does the money really come from? Strip the machine away and start from scratch. Picture 2 kids with identical lemonade stands, same lemons, same price. One sets up on a quiet cul-de-sac, the other outside a little league game on a hot Saturday. By the end of the day, one stand has made 40 times the other, and neither kid did anything different. The corner did all the work. Vending is that, with electricity. The machine cannot make anyone thirsty and cannot make anyone walk past. It can only harvest the traffic someone else's building already built. Now run one real customer through a real machine. She pays $2 for a candy bar. The bar cost you about $1 at the wholesale club. The building's commission, call it 10%, takes 20 cents off the top, and the card reader takes another 12 or so. You are left with roughly 60 to 70 cents. Before gasoline. Before a single minute of your time. A typical machine makes 5 to 7 of those sales a day, which stacks up to roughly $120 a month in gross profit per machine, and that figure is gross. It still has to pay for the van, the gas, and the Saturday. That is the entire engine, counted honestly. And the doorway knows what it is worth. Placements in this business mostly live on thin agreements, not leases. A busy building can push for a bigger commission once it learns what the machine takes in, and it can ask you to wheel the thing out when it renovates, changes owners, or gets a better offer. Every other business in this series at least controlled its own floor. A vending operator borrows every square foot he earns on, so say the thesis out loud. You did not buy a store that runs itself. You bought a stop on a delivery route. The machine is the shelf at the end of that route, and the hallway it stands in is the actual business. The machine takes the money. The doorway earns it, which raises the question that separates the hobbyists from the professionals, the number promised at the top. And here is the part most people miss. The pros do not manage machines, they manage stops. The number they live on is revenue per stop, how many dollars each visit of the van brings in, against the minutes and the miles that visit costs. Operators report that servicing a location takes 30 to 45 minutes once you count loading, driving, stocking, and cleaning. 20 machines scattered across a county is a full working day of windshield time every week. 20 machines inside 3 office buildings is one relaxed morning. Same machines, same products, wildly different business. Density, not equipment, is the lever. The second half of the lever is knowing when not to drive at all. Modern machines report their own inventory over a cellular connection, so the van skips every machine that does not need it, and the route stops burning hours on half-empty stops. That sounds like a gadget until you count it in wages. If the data kills one pointless stop a week, it hands you back most of an hour of driving and lifting, and across a 50-machine route it quietly deletes a full working day from the month. Push both halves to their limit, and you get Canteen, part of the global food services giant Compass Group, and the biggest name in American vending. At its biggest accounts, it increasingly swaps the machines out entirely, running more than 8,000 micro-markets, open shelves and coolers with a self-checkout kiosk, restocked by drivers on dense, data-planned routes. The whole model in one sentence: foot traffic times price times margin divided by miles. Vending pays by the stop and charges by the mile. Now pour a year through a small route and watch what drains out. Product costs eat roughly half of every dollar. The location's commission takes its 5 to 25% of gross. The card system takes its 5 or 6, and spoilage, expired stock, and the occasional pried open door quietly claim a few percent more. Then come the costs that arrive by calendar. Gas every week, a compressor that dies in July, a bill dispenser that starts rejecting every third dollar. Machines are stubborn, but they are not immortal. What survives all of that, across the industry, is a net margin of roughly 20 to 25% of sales, and be precise about what that number means. It is a margin on gross sales, before anyone pays you a wage for the hours behind the wheel. On a 10-machine route grossing around $40,000 a year, 20 to 25% nets out to $8,000 to $10,000. That is real money. It is also a part-time job's worth of work, paid like a paper route. 4 hands reach into every vend, and yours is the last one in. Which brings us to the markup. This video promised you, the one aimed at beginners. Look at the strange shape of this industry for a second. The snacks are commodities with printed prices. The machines are commodities you can price check in 30 seconds. And the routes trade on multiples any accountant can verify. Only one thing in vending cannot be price checked: a promise about what a machine will earn. So that is where the margin went. For decades, companies have sold vending business opportunities, turnkey packages of machines, guaranteed locations, and training, priced not on the hardware, but on the dream. The Federal Trade Commission has been chasing that pitch since before the internet. In the mid-1990s, it won a $31 million judgment against a Florida-based vending opportunity operation. Dozens of defendants, complete with fake references and invented earnings claims. Then the 2000s upgraded the product. A company called American Entertainment Distributors sold DVD rental vending packages for $28,000 to $37,500 apiece, telling buyers to expect earnings of $60,000 to $80,000 a year. Hold that promise against the number from the top of this video. A typical machine takes in $10 a day, a few $1,000s a year, and that is revenue, not profit. The promise was more than 10 times the typical machine's entire yearly sales. A federal court entered a judgment of over $19 million, the sum buyers had paid in, and the commission spent years mailing back the $5.7 million it managed to recover. The sellers went to court, The buyers went back to work. The modern version wears a friendlier face. Coaching programs, mentorships, done-for-you placement services sold under the same lights that film the Snacks into Stacks videos. The shape is identical, and so is the rule. Anyone selling you a machine with an income figure attached is charging you for the figure, not the machine. The most profitable product in vending has never been the snack. It is the dream, and it is sold to beginners. Step back, because two facts about this business look like they cannot both be true. A machine clears about $100 a month, a rounding error. Yet the National Automatic Merchandising Association's industry census puts vending at roughly $18 billion a year, inside a $35 billion convenience services sector, and around 5 million machines stay bolted to American floors. The resolution is that vending was never a per-machine business, the same way mail was never a per-letter business. Nobody delivers one letter. The truck only makes sense when the whole street is full, and then it makes perfect sense. Pack enough machines onto short enough miles, and the economics quietly flip from a chore into a system. The market itself will tell you the same thing if you watch what buyers pay for. When routes change hands, the steal is almost an afterthought. The price is set by the locations, the contracts, and the earnings they throw off. Machines depreciate. Doorways compound. One machine is a math problem. A full street is a business. So what do you actually make? Take it in 3 honest bands. Band 1 is the side hustle. 5 decent machines, serviced out of a hatchback on weekends. At $100 to $150 of monthly profit per machine, that is $500 to $750 a month, before your gas and your Saturdays, and a used machine that costs $2,000 pays for itself in under 2 years. A strong location does it in 1. Band 2 is the route. 40 or 50 machines, 2 or 3 working days a week. A real van and a real garage of inventory. On paper that clears $3,000 to $6,000 a month, and in practice it is a trade job you own, with heavy lifting instead of a boss. This is also where the thin agreements start to matter, because a route is a portfolio of doorways, and doorways expire. Offices close, factories change shifts, a building swaps vendors, and the operator who stops signing new locations watches the route shrink underneath him. Band 3 is the operator. 100+ machines and micro markets, a driver on payroll, telemetry planning the routes, and the owner finally out of the van. That tier can genuinely reach 6 figures, and it arrives the way every band before it warned you. With payroll, not with sleep. Machine pays for itself. Whether it ever pays you is decided by the doorway. And the people who got genuinely rich in vending mostly stopped touching snacks altogether. Canteen sits at the top of the operator pyramid with the scale no side hustle will ever reach. And above the operators sits the toll layer. Cantaloupe, the company whose card readers and software ride on machines across the country, was bought in 2025 for roughly $848 million by a rival called 365 Retail Markets, backed by the private equity firm Providence Equity. Card readers on other people's machines, fees on other people's sales. In every gold rush, the sure money is in the shovels, and in vending, the shovels take 5% and $8 a month. So close the door of the machine and step back from it one last time. The pitch was true all along. The machine is cheap, the snacks are cheap, and nobody is on payroll. What the pitch never mentions is that the machine was never the business. The route was, the doorway was, and the dream on top of it carried the fattest markup in the industry. Keep the number in your pocket, $10 a day. Whether $10 a day, multiplied by better doorways, tighter miles, and a few patient years, adds up to freedom or just to a second job with heavier lifting, that math is yours to run. Which business should we feed through the machine next? Drop the name in the comments and hit subscribe so you are in the room when its numbers come out.